Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So Danessa Myricks has just released this Everyday Magic mini palette, and I'm going to tell you today if you need this in your life, and if not you, then who does? So please stick around because we're going to have a lot of fun creating 3 different looks and seeing what this palette can do. And please make sure that you subscribe and hit the little notification bell because we have so many fun spring releases coming up, including the Chanel Denim Spring 2026 collection coming up in just a few days. So please make sure that you're subscribed and that you've hit the notification bell because I will be posting a review on the full collection and I will be posting on my community page when everything is available to order. So please make sure that you subscribe and let's get this party started. So any day that we get to play around with Danessa Myricks eyeshadows is a good day in my book. I'm really excited about this one because this little beauty right here, the Lightwork Volume 7 Freedom Palette, was one of my top eyeshadow palettes in 2025 and ever, because look at how beautiful it is. This was the first time that Danessa Myricks really included a lot of matte shadows in this type of palette, but apparently we need more neutrals, more mattes, more everyday shades, because Danessa Myricks has decided to release one part of this collection, if you will, as its own separate release. Now, if you're not familiar with Danessa Myricks eyeshadows, you can completely customize her palettes. Like this one right here comes in 3 separate components. So I already did the work off camera. And I must warn you, if I might suggest, do not do this type of surgery work with the palettes of reorganizing the shades near anything delicate, anything that you would want to save, such as white clothing, your bedspread, or wedding dress. If you're in the back of the chapel and you're refreshing your eyeshadow before you make your descent down the aisle to Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong, depending on who you're marrying, please do not rearrange the palette while having your white dress anywhere near this because you will probably stain the dress and then your vows and probably your marriage will probably be forever altered if you do that. So please do not rearrange this palette near anything white or anything that you would like to preserve or not ruin, because not that I ruined anything in the process of doing this rearranging at all, but one would imagine that someone could ruin clothing, a bedspread, something in the process of doing this for science. But again, not me, just for a friend. Really, this is really just for a friend, just referencing this example. So please be careful when you are performing this operation, as we call it. So if you are buying the palette fresh and new from Sephora or from the Danessa Myricks website, I applaud you because you don't have to do this work, and I'm very happy for you. But if you're playing along at home and you would like to create your own everyday magic palette from Danessa Myricks, I'm just going to show you quickly how to do it. So basically what you do is you take your finger. Let's see, I nicked it. Okay. So you take your finger and you try to get a grasp of, in my case, my life. But in addition to trying to get a grasp on my life, you take the nail and you just pop out. So like this, you take your nail in the middle and pop it out. I'm trying to do it on camera so you can see. So you see how I have my finger here? And I'm just taking my nail and kind of putting it underneath. And then you get the little color free. And on the back of each shade, you have the shade name. So you can kind of customize the palette. It's actually very genius of Danessa Myricks. Of course, we know how innovative she is. So if you're playing along at home, you can make this palette by yourself, like I did here. And let me just tell you the shade names. So this shade right here is Guiding Light. The next one is Wish. Then we have Sand, Toasted, Rooted, and Grounded. So you can totally customize this the way you want, but if you want your palette to look exactly like the ones that are going to be in stores, you can customize it in that fashion with those shade names. Okay, so as you can see, this was the color that might have been injured in this process, but no other colors were hurt. I can assure you some items of clothing or other items might have been hurt, but not any other eyeshadow colors, I think. Well, a little nicked, but not hurt. Not like this. This hurt deep. They say the first cut is the deepest. This is the first cut, so. All right, so now we have these beautiful shades right here. You may be saying Courtney B. Luxe, but please don't call me Courtney B. Luxe. Call me Courtney. It's no need for formalities here. You might be saying Courtney B. Luxe. Why are you reviewing a palette that has already been done in this Lightwork 7 palette? Well, because I think it's important because first of all, it's Danessa Myricks, so any chance I have to play with her eyeshadows, I'm going to do so. But second of all, I think this is a really good release from Danessa Myricks for 2 reasons. A, it's Danessa Myricks, so her formula is going to be fabulous. But B, maybe you missed out on the Lightwork Volume 7 palette. It was quite expensive, right? And maybe you didn't buy it because you didn't think you would use these very bold blue shades or these duochrome shades right here. And maybe you've been wanting to try the Danessa Myricks formula, and maybe the Lightwork Volume 7 palette did not have enough neutrals in it for you, to justify spending that very high price point on such a big palette that you know that you're not going to use. So I think this is a good release from Danessa Myricks. I think also there was a great success in her including the neutrals in the Lightwork Volume 7 palette that it justified this release, because I think a lot of people are hungry for neutral shades these days. So I think it's a good release, and I'm very excited to see what looks we can create with this little palette right here. Okay, so I've swatched this. So we have Guiding Light, Wish, Sand, Toasted, Rooted, and Grounded. So this is the Danessa Myricks Everyday Magic palette. So I'm going to prime the eyelids with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the shade Eden. I use this every day to prime my eyelids. Okay, so I'm thinking on one eye I'm going to do a more bold look. On one eye I will do a very neutral look. And the final look I will combine both elements. You can see really the versatility of these shades when put together. So I'm taking an Angie Hot and Flashy A502 brush, and I'm going to dip into Sand right here. I'm going to use the top of the case as my mirror. Tap, tap, tap. So this is just a beautiful base shade to give it a little bit of dimension. So this is with the primer. This is with that Sand shade. Really nice base shade, very neutral. And now I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to put that into the crease. For my neutral lovers out there, just to show you how neutral this palette can really be. Okay. Just going over the crease a little bit. I mean, that alone right there could be your, not one and done, but two and done. But that alone could be your look for the day for the office. Or if you really just want a very basic look, you're doing a bold lip. Something like that. Really pretty. And now I'm going to dip into, I think this is Rooted, this one, a chocolate brown shade. I'm going to apply that into the outer corner of the eye. Now, do you have to use all these shades? No, I'm just showing you in case you're curious. I think this shade in particular could be a one and done shade. I love just putting a shade like this all over my lid and just walking out the house. I feel like it's such a universally flattering shade when it's a rich, like chocolate brown like that. So I'm kind of taking it onto this part of my eye and in the outer corner. So again, you could have left it with the two shades. I'm just showing you what this palette can do. Just so much pigment, so much depth, but you don't have to make it that way. You can make it really basic. That's just the wonderful versatility of this palette and of Danessa Myricks and her formula. Okay, so you see how just beautiful that looks? Just very matte, airbrushed, not emphasizing texture. Really nice. So if you love browns, if you love neutrals, these shades would be right up your alley. They're absolutely beautiful and just so good for everyday use. Or you could bump it up to nighttime. But if you just want a simple, neutral color story, this is it. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now on this side, we're going to go a little bit different. We're going to go bold just because we can. I'm just going to take this shade again right here. I should hold it the way it's meant to be held. Right here. Is that right? I'm using myself. This one. Let's go with this one. It's very confusing sometimes when you're doing it on camera. To me, anyway, it's confusing. I'm just going to pack that on the lid. Kind of densely. Because I want a stronger base for the shimmer that I'm going to put on top. So this is the Rephr 02 brush. At the time of filming, Rephr is having a Valentine's Day sale. I'm not sure when it's ending. But if the sale is still going on at the time of filming, I will note that in the description. Okay. So you see how that shade you could really just do as a one and done shade? And again, this was toasted. So you could just take the toasted shade, put it on your lid, and walk out of your house. And you'd be very good to go. Kind of reminds me of the look of some of the new Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadows that came out. Specifically, I think it's Sylvia. I have that review coming. I think I'll be uploading that the day after this video or like 2 days later. But stay tuned for that. I have the new YSL blush shades and the Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadows. I'm waiting my Betty palette to come. It's not supposed to come until I think like Wednesday of this coming week, and I'm very upset about it because I really wanted to play with it and get it out for you guys as soon as possible, that review and that demo. I know that palette has been released before, but I really want to play around with it. I never owned it. So I'm waiting for it to come, and I will get that video up as soon as I can. But in more exciting news, we have the Chanel denim collection coming up, so please stay tuned for that. I'm so excited. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. I will be posting on my community page and on my socials when those links are available. So please stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and that you hit the notification bell, because that collection I have a feeling will sell out very quickly, but I will keep you posted. And my review will be coming as soon as possible, so please stay tuned for that. And I'm going to tap it a little bit off my hand so that doesn't go too much into my eye, because that wouldn't be fun. And I'm just going to like almost paint it on with my finger. Oh, so pretty. Her eyeshadows are so pretty. I love using them. They're just so much fun. So this is a shade that you could very easily elevate your daytime look to a nighttime look. Just how pretty that is. No one really does shadows like Danessa. I'm sorry. She's just so good at it. Okay. So no smudging, no dramatic hand movements except the ones I'm doing now like this. No dramatic brushing or scrubbing of the hands along. Just press and dab, and that's it. We laid a shade on the bottom, a little bit of a darker shade, so that the shimmer has something, first of all, to adhere to, and also it could really be picked up on top of that deeper shade. It won't get washed out. Not that this shade would ever get washed out, but I'm just going to put a little bit more because I can't help myself. Now, normally, of course, I would put eyeliner, mascara, the whole thing, but I am going to be taking these off, so I'm not going to do that right now. But what I could do is take this black shade and try to do a liner on top so that you get an idea of how that would look. But I can't put mascara on because if I do that, it just will never come off. And then when I'm taking my makeup off to do the third look, it'll look like I'm crying black tears, and no one wants to see that. Just taking this Tati brush, which is really good for this kind of precise detail work. Trying not to poke myself in the eye. This is the EX7 brush. I recently put up my review of the second brush set from her. So I've done the essentials and the extension. So this is from the extension set. Look what a precise eyeliner application that did. So good. So I'm going to do it on the other side. And this black shade from Danessa Myricks is really creamy, easy to use, hard to remove from clothing and other articles, fabric. Again, not that I know personally, but a friend might have told me that happened to them while they were doing the eyeshadow palette transfer. Again, not me, but somebody I know who looks like me. I don't know. Not that that would ever happen to me. See? I'm not going to do too much of a wing because I have to take this off, but look at this. A little bit closer here. So again, very different looks, right? From only 6 shades in a palette. I feel like we buy a lot of palettes sometimes that have 6 shades or 4 shades, and you don't get the versatility that you get with the Danessa Myricks palettes. So I think it's a really good value for the money. I think that this combination of colors is just perfection, but that's my humble opinion. So 2 very different looks. One more nighttime or, party sparkle type look, and one more everyday, still a little bit smoky, but again, you don't have to do it that smoky, that dramatic. You could just, do 1 or 2 of those shades and call it a day. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of looks 1 and 2. So before we move on to the final look, I want to talk to you about what I have on my makeup loving face right now. I will link everything that I'm wearing down below, including my foundation, my blush, my bronzer, the earrings I have on. These are the new Chanel earrings that I picked up. Now, I did show this in my most recent video, the Louis Vuitton shopping haul that I did with my mom. Thank you so much to everyone for all the love you showed my mom and I in that video with your sweet comments. You just made our day and just made Valentine's Day so much more fun. You guys are the most supportive and best community, and I am so grateful and blessed to be a part of this community. And I love you guys. And I just thank you for all the kindness that you show me each and every day. And you really are just the best. I just thank you so much, honestly. So I'm not going to get mushy and everything. But going back to my original point, these earrings that I did show in my most recent video, these are no longer available, but I did find a very similar style on the Chanel website. I will link it down below in case you're interested. It's similar because it has the leather kind of interwoven into the design of the earring. So it doesn't have the heart shape, but it's a very pretty earring that's similar style. In case you're interested in seeing that, I will link it down below. And I will link everything that I have on my Makeup Living face down below or in YouTube shopping. I now have the ability to tag certain products. As you're watching the video, you will see them pop up on the screen. So feel free to click on those if you want to just shop that way, or if you want to use my links down below. Anything you do to help support my channel by using my links or buying the products through the video, I greatly appreciate it. It does help support my channel. And just the fact that you take the time to use my links or click on the ones that are popping up during the video, I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really mean that. So I will link everything down below. But as always, if you have any questions about shades, what I'm wearing, if I forget to put something in the description box below, it's happened before, so let me know if I forgot. Or if you have any questions about picking out shades, I'd be happy to help you. Right now I have on the Yummy Skin Tint. This is the Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint in shade number 4. I do like that it gave me a very dewy look. It's light to medium coverage. It is buildable, so I did use a couple of layers of this. I also have on this YSL blush. This is the Honeymoon shade. I will swatch it for you. Now, this review I was supposed to have come up before the Danessa Myricks, but I decided to shift things around and do the Danessa Myricks first. But my YSL blush video should be coming, I'm thinking tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. It will be coming very, very soon. But these two shades right here, these are 2 of the new shades. There were 3 that were released. These 2 shades right now are available at Dillard's. They sold out of Macy's super fast, and they will be released on the Sephora app on February 15th, and I think other retailers on the 16th, but I will keep you posted in the community tab and in the description box below. But in case you're interested, this is the Honeymoon shade, and then this is Fuchsia Fizz. So this is Honeymoon, number 12, and this is number 66, Fuchsia Fizz. I've been loving both of these, and I will have that full review up very, very soon, but just wanted to show you the swatches in case you're interested in picking them up before that review comes up. So again, Honeymoon and Fuchsia Fizz. There was also a 3rd shade that was recently released, and it's beautiful, and it will be featured in my video as well. It's number 10, Stardust Love, I believe it's called. That's the shade right there. For some reason, this is not available online right now, and Sephora is not saying that it will be available. If anyone knows what the deal is with this shade, let me know in the comments down below. But the Fuchsia Fizz and the Honeymoon shade will be available starting on the 15th on the Sephora app. So I will link that information down below in case you're interested. And the Honeymoon shade is what I have on my Makeup Loving face today. I really fell in love with the shade. I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. I feel like it goes really well with that Golden Goddess vibe that I'm always trying to achieve. It's really pretty. So I'm very happy with that shade and the Fuchsia Fizz, and I did wear that in my Louis Vuitton video in case you saw that one, the one that I did the vlog with my mom. So let me know if you have any questions about the YSL shades, and stay tuned for a full review and demo of those blushes. Okay, I'm going to stop chatting. I'm going to take off these makeup looks, and we will do our finale. Okay, so I'm back. I've reprimed, and I forgot to mention something. I have the new Sarah Creole under eye brighteners. So these are her new color correctors, and I've been testing them out for a couple of days, and I think they're very good. They're not drying, they're not too thick, they pair perfectly with her concealers. So I will have a more in-depth review or part of a review on these. I will show you how they apply and things like that, but I did put them on today under her Face Flex concealer. I'm going to show you the 2 shades that I picked up. So the lightest shade right here on top is K-Bye, and the other one is Power Nap. Now today I have on Power Nap. K-Bye is nice. It's more of a brightening under eye corrector. I personally don't like too bright of a corrector, so I've been wearing the Power Nap shade, and that's how it looks buffed out. So as you can see, the Power Nap really goes into my skin pretty nicely, and this is more of a brightening shade. So if you're similar to my skin tone and you want a brightening shade, I would go with K-Bye. And if you want something that's a little bit more true to your skin tone, not so brightening, not so obvious under the eye, I would go with Power Nap. But I've been really enjoying this formula so far. I will link these 2 shades down below, but let me know if you have any questions. I'll go up close so you can see. So I think it's doing a very good job. It's not drying, it's not too thick, and it works perfectly with her concealer. So I'm impressed so far. So before we did a more dramatic look and a more everyday, kind of smoky eye look. So now we're going to do a neutral look with a little bit of a shimmer, just so you can see how the 2 worlds combine in this palette. So let us start with this base shade. I'm going to combine these 2 shades right here and use that all over the lid. Again, just a perfect neutral shade if you wanted to leave it like that. I think that would make a great look on its own. Just really simple, neutral but not boring. Definitely has dimension. And I'm taking this shade right here and just getting a very light shimmer. Just going to the inner corner in the middle of the eye. Just a very light application. So you see how the shimmer shades are not all in your face, too sparkly. So if you wanted a neutral look, but just a little bit of inner corner sparkle or highlight, you could do it that way. I'm going to take this shade right here. I think that's Rooted, if I got that right again. And just working it into the very outer corner of the eye. Just to bring a little bit of warmth into it. See? And this is a Nikki LaRose BK Beauty N22 brush. Just because I want a really precise application of that shade right there. So you see, it has that shimmery effect. You get the lightness on the inner corner, but it's nothing too in your face if you weren't looking for the most sparkly look for your day or evening. Just want something really pretty and classic and timeless. This palette can deliver on that. Now I'm just taking a rougher shadow number 2 and just giving a little bit more of that brown shade right there. So now I'm going to take this chocolate brown shade again right here and put that on the lower lash line, or under the lash line, I should say. And this is a shadow number 6. One of my lovely viewers and subscribers commented and let me know that she tried rougher brushes for the first time and fell in love with them. It just makes me so happy to hear that something I'm suggesting or, something I'm recommending can help improve your makeup application or just make your day a little bit more fun or easier. Love to hear your feedback on things that we talk about here on this channel. Okay. So, see, just very soft application of that shade right there on the bottom. And I think I'm just going to go on top with that same shade. Oh, there we go. Poke myself in the eye. So now I'm going to create the same look on the other side. And then we will do mascara and talk about my final thoughts about this Danessa Myricks palette. Just going in, taking those 2 shades right here. Combining them. Oh, joke's on me. I already did that step. Oh boy. Okay, so then taking the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N13 brush, going into this shimmer shade right here. Okay, so just bringing in that shimmer again to the inner corner. Again, you could leave it like that, but I want to bring that brown shade, that chocolatey brown shade, into the outer corner. I just think this palette is very versatile. For only 6 shades, you can really do a wide variety of looks and different finishes. So now taking the Shadow number 6 brush again. Trying not to poke myself in the eye. And just lining that lower lash line. And a little bit on top. Okay, poke myself in the eye. There's a good amount of poking in the eye there. Oh well. Okay. So, this is the look up close. What do we think? I think you have your shimmers, you have your mattes, and you can very easily go from neutral, daytime, simple, no fuss, to more dramatic, more smoky, or total party mode. And I can't think of many palettes on the market where you have that much versatility with only 6 shades in a neutral palette. I just think it's a beautiful palette and very, very useful. So let me put on some mascara and I will be right back to give you my final thoughts and recommendations, and we will chit chat very quickly about the upcoming reviews that we will have on my channel. I think this is one of the most exciting neutral palette releases we've had in quite a while. When you think of other neutral palettes that we've seen lately, you know, it's mostly the same color story with all mattes or the same type of finish. You don't get a lot of versatility in shades or in finishes. With this palette, you're getting these very creamy mattes and you're getting these shimmery shades. One that's a much more light application like you see here, just more of your traditional shimmer shade. While this shade right here is just that beautiful, thick Danessa Myricks formula that is just so much fun to play with. I loved playing with this palette today. I am very happy with this curation of shades. I think it's an excellent combination. If you decided not to buy the Lightwork Volume 7 palette and maybe you're regretting that a little bit, or maybe you intentionally decided not to buy it because you knew these very bold shades wouldn't work for you and your lifestyle, I think this palette would be a wonderful addition to your collection if you're looking to maybe try out Danessa Myricks' formula, or if you know that you love her formula, but you're looking for more everyday shades that you can work into your life a little bit easier. I think this palette is a winner. I think that anybody who's looking for a good everyday neutral palette that they can also spice up a little bit and use for nighttime as well would be very happy with this palette. And I think it's an excellent release from Danessa Myricks. If you don't already own the Lightwork Volume 7 palette, I would definitely recommend checking this out. Okay, so that wraps up my review of the new Danessa Myricks Everyday Magic palette. Let me know in the comments down below, what did you think? What do you think of the looks I created? Do you have any questions about the formula? Let me know your thoughts. Are you interested in picking up this palette? Do you already have the Lightwork Volume 7 and love these shades? Let's have a conversation down in the comments below. I love talking to each and every one of you. You guys make my day when you leave me a comment, or you hype my video, or you use my links. Any way that you support my channel, I am so grateful to you guys. We all have very busy lives. So the fact that you take any time out of your day to let me know that you like my content, or that you like hanging out with me, I appreciate it. And I just wish you all the best. And I thank you so much. And please stay tuned because this week we have so many exciting things coming, namely the Chanel Denim Collection and those YSL blushes, hopefully Lisa Eldridge whenever I can get that Betty palette into my hands. But most importantly, the Chanel Denim Collection. Please stay tuned. Please make sure that you hit the little subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on my review. As soon as I can get it up, I will get that posted. And I will be letting you know when the collection goes live on the Chanel website. I have a feeling it's going to sell out somewhat quickly. So if there are some items that you really want to get and you would be heartbroken if you did not pick up, I would encourage you to order them sooner rather than later. But I will keep you posted and let you know when everything is available to order. Thank you so much for all the love and support. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.